I'm going to actually talk a little bit about Pakistan election and Farm 45 and Farm 47 to really kind of explain you quickly. Think of it that if you have seen a juggler who take $2 and from two people and say, hey, I can make five. And if I make 2 plus 2, 5, then you lose your 4. So you give them 2, and basically what he does is he take your 2 and he says, okay, give me another 2. So he takes 2 and 2, make it 4, and then he show everybody, hey, these are 4. And then he has another one in his sleeve, and he gets out of his sleeve very nicely, cleanly, and he make it 5. Now this is how he makes it 5. But reality is, honestly, Pakistan Election Commissioner, who's really a very big juggler, he didn't even bother taking 2 plus 2 means all Farm 45s and then tabulating into Farm 47 and then making a change. Because he could have taken all Farm 45 and then would have added from their side or change. That's what they used to do. But that was the old days. Now there's a new technology. They just have genius the thing. So they didn't bother taking all Farm 45s because Farm 45 has every single vote counted. And this is not exit poll, guys. It's actually true vote which has been casted, and it's been signed by the presiding officer, who is the presiding officer of each polling station. So there are about 300 to 400 polling stations in each constituency of Pakistan National Assembly. So they will take all those Farm 45, and then RO's job, which is returning officer, which has an office somewhere else in the district headquarters, and they'll work under the commissioner. Now, all those Farm 45s are tabulated into Farm 47 in a true election. But over here, juggler said, you know what, don't worry about making 2 plus 2, 5 by doing this trick. Well, what we'll do is we'll get our own bill of 5 and forget about all, bothering about, it takes too much time to count and to add and subtract. No, it takes too much time. We don't need to take any Farm 45. You can see this Farm 45. It has all documentation. And then you can see Farm 47. Farm 47 is nothing but adding all Farm 45. He said, yeah, who has time for this? Forget about Farm 45s. We'll make our own Farm 47. That's an easier task because we don't have time. So they gave that Farm 47. But the naive people, what the mistake they made, they didn't realize they have already given stamped Farm 45 to every single party. Because every single polling station, you have a representation of every single party. That's kind of the law of Pakistan, that in every single polling station, each candidate can have their representative. And they take Farm 45, sign, and they leave. Now, candidates got all of their signed Farm 45. That's a true count of the vote. Whereas the Farm 47 is nothing but just a ledger tally. So they forgot about all those 45 and they issued their new 47 by thinking that they will just stamp it with the power and nobody's going to do anything. What they don't realize is that this nation is not that illiterate and not that stupid. And also the whole international media is watching, and today is the time of TikTok. It's a time of Facebook. It's a time of Twitter. It's the time of Insta. So you cannot do this, that you basically take your own 47 and think that this is really the election. That would be the most naive thing to do. If they could do this, then honestly, that would be the worst and shame democracy and the worst dictatorship, actually. It is really the duty of all international media that you take all Farm 45, which PTI and other people are giving you, take those 45 and don't just take PTI farms, take the other party's farm too. And then tabulate that, compare that, and basically it has nothing to do with 47. I mean, there are candidates who got into 3rd position, 4th position, and they are in the number 1 position because they didn't bother, even trying to develop 47 out because they didn't have enough time. There are so many constituencies and there are so many polling stations. It was impossible to do that. Impossible. So they said, let's issue Farm 47 and we'll worry about recreating. And that's what this Commissioner Chatta is saying. Commissioner Chatta is saying after 4 days of elections, and he's saying these votes are still being created. So they're creating these Farms 45 right now. That's what Commissioner Chatta is saying. Commissioner is a person in Pakistan who basically ruled the whole district. Now there are commissioners, there are deputy commissioners, there are assistant commissioners, and there are ROs. These ROs are actually under commissioner. So he knows, he's watching all those. Now, I'm not saying Commissioner Chatta is really that sane and person who has epiphany. No, he's another kind of tactic of establishment, because establishment does not want to take this burden, and they know there's so much international pressure. You got to keep mounting that pressure because they're already feeling it. So now, just to revert the pressure or point this in toward the election commission and the chief justice. Now I tell you, when certain decades and thieves goes together, and now people are really going after them, just trying to blame each other, and by blaming each other, they will all be caught. And you just need to be vigilant and need to understand that they never really bothered to put 45s together to make a Form 47, which is nothing but a ledger tally. They have their own Form 47, and this Commissioner Chatta is basically also, in my opinion, supported by one faction of ISI to really divert the attention of people in international media toward election commission and chief justice. It's just a scapegoat. So don't forget that, and let's just keep watching, and you will see more story unfold. You'll see that. Thank you.